team investigation at 11. Who is more likely to be arrested for DUI? Men or women? Younger drivers or older ones?
Investigator Jennifer Waugh spent months digging through DUI arrest reports in Duval, St. Johns, Clay, Nassau counties, and the beaches.
Last year, more than 2,300 people were arrested for driving under the influence in Northeast Florida. That's a lot of drivers. They range in age from as young as 17 to 81 years old. And we discovered officers arrested nearly 3 times as many men as women. Drivers gambling not just with their lives, but with the lives of other people on the road.
So I came into his room and I could tell that the bed had not been slept in. So I immediately called him and the phone went straight to voicemail.
For Stephanie Glover,
I just got a really bad feeling deep in my gut.
And her husband, that January morning was the beginning of
a really bad feeling in my heart.
The state trooper, I think, got 2 words out, and I just collapsed because I knew without him having to say a word.
A nightmare.
And he took the exit, the Monument exit off 295, and he got bogged down into the mud. And so he was stuck in the mud on the side of the road.
Robbie Fisher, a Good Samaritan, stopped to help him that night. Then they were both gone.
9 days before our wedding, and our son was taken from us.
20-year-old Jacob Green and Robbie Fisher were hit and killed by 22-year-old Leo Hayes, an aviation machinist stationed at NAS Mayport, who died the next day. His blood alcohol level was .10, just over the legal limit. Hayes' decision to drive impaired is a common mistake among men his age. The I-team sorted through more than 2,300 DUI arrests last year in Duval County and found 2 age groups with the most. 501 men between 30 and 39 years old and 493 men between 21 and 29 years old were arrested for DUI, the same age group as Leo Hayes.
Understand those instructions?
Yes.
Any reason why I don't think you can do that?
I don't think so.
The breakdown for women: more women between 21 and 29 years old were arrested for driving drunk than any other age group, 236 of them. Second highest, police arrested 195 women between 30 and 39 years old. The numbers are still pretty high as both groups get older. 316 men between the ages of 40 and 49 were pulled over, compared to 98 women arrested in that same age group. Among 50 to 59-year-olds, 212 men were arrested for driving under the influence, compared to 89 women. These figures suggest, regardless of age, far more men than women are getting caught behind the wheel while impaired.
Have you thought about what you would say to the drunk driver who killed your son?
That it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth losing Jacob. It wasn't worth losing Robbie Fisher, and it wasn't worth losing your own life. I feel like Leo intentionally went out that night, he intentionally drank, and he intentionally drove. So I would just tell him, you know, this was avoidable, 100%.
Let's see you dance.
Every day without him is a struggle. Jacob's room is now his mother's sanctuary.
It's where I go to be close to Jacob and talk to Jacob, and I still feel like he's here.
She has, though, found some solace. A dream she had days after his death.
Ever since he was a little boy, he would get in the bed with me and want me to scratch his back. And I probably did it a couple times a week. And even as a teenager and as a young adult, every now and again, he would crawl in the bed and say, "Mom, can you scratch my back?" So I had a dream that he crawled in the bed with me and asked me to scratch his back. And I just knew that that was his way of saying everything's okay, and I'm okay.
So Stephanie says she lectured her son all the time about never drinking and driving, but she wishes now that she had warned him more often about watching out for boozed up drivers on the road. Jennifer Waugh, Channel 4, the local station.